Okay, so we've just left Bermagui Harbour. I'm going to go out to the first string of traps, which is at the 4 Mile Reef, and do a couple there, maybe a couple at the 6, and then we'll go out wide for a trumpeter or something like that. There's a whale splashing its tail right there.
In the distance, there it was. That always amazes me. A breaching whale playing in the beautiful calm seas with what looked like to be either its calf or other pod members. Now, as beautiful as it looks, the safest and smartest thing to do when you come across something like that is enjoy it from a distance.
Okay, Jay, so we've pulled up at our first trap. We're about to pull it up. Mate, tell me something. There's got to be some rules and regulations that you've got to abide by. What are they?
Oh, there's so many. Where do I start? The trap fishery is a fishery where they call it a shares fishery. So you need a certain amount of shares to be able to fish in the fishery, and you're limited by the amount of traps you can have.
Yeah.
Which is 30 per business, which is a lot of traps. I only have 20 myself. There's so many other lobsters. You've got the sharks. It's all the shares. It's all quoted. It's all, catches.
Yeah.
All numbered to the days you fish.
Yeah.
And
so quotas play a big part of this. You can only catch a certain amount of fish, can't you?
Certain species, yeah.
Yeah.
And trip limits and stuff like that, they call it too.
So let's get it right here, guys. I know there's a lot of people out there, and I know there's a conversation that goes on between the recreational fishers and against the commercial fishers, where people go, "Oh, these guys ruin it for us. They take all the fish out of the water." This is your living, isn't it? This is your job. This is what you do to survive, right?
It is. And I can put a picture up of a trap full of fish I catch one day, but that's not an everyday event.
Yeah, of course.
We're governed by the weather. We're governed by the fishing, the currents, the moon.
So how long? What's the longest spell you've ever had where you've not caught a fish?
Probably a month.
So there you go, guys. These guys, they don't get out there and fill their traps every day full of fish. He's just said he goes a month without catching a fish, and that's a month that you don't eat, right? Figuratively speaking. So anyway, let's try and pull this first trap up and see what we get.
Okay.
Now it's time for the pro to show us exactly how it's done.
She's a pretty good one. She's a really good one, actually. It's a pretty good trap. It's probably half sweep and half snapper. That's I wouldn't say it's average. If that was an average day, every trap, it would be a really good day. So it's probably 10 kilos of snapper there, 10 kilos of sweep, $3 for the sweep and 8 to 10 kilos for the snapper. So it's not a bad trap.
And it's time to empty the trap and check out our catch.
So this is a really good trap. If I could get 3 traps like this a day, it'd be a really good pay. So Usually I can do 20 traps in a day, and they were really clean traps, them 2 last traps we did. They were clean fish, no rubbish, no undersized stuff. I mean, most of the undersized stuff goes through the back of the traps because the whole back of the trap's an escape panel. All the undersized fish, 99% of them, swim away perfect, as you saw in the film. The leather jackets are really thick off here at times, and spend the whole day doing 20 traps, and then I'll have 30 tubs of leather jackets on the deck. And at the end of the day, I'll have to clean them because you can't sell leather jackets whole. You have to cut their heads off and just sell the tails, they call it. So it makes for a 14, 16-hour day. It's not easy by any means. Leather jacket fishing does make it tough, but it's a numbers game. And by catching all leather jackets, I'm doing most wreck fishermen and fishermen a favour anyway. So yeah, it's no stand-up start for sure.
This week's European Auto Refinishers Tip of the Week.
Make sure your knife is sharp and ready. Remove your first fillet by making an incision under the side pectoral and running the knife along the backbone. Turn the fish over and repeat the process. Remove the bones from the rib cage. You will notice Tommy wears gloves for safety and grip. That's always a very good idea. Now it's time to remove the bones and skin. Tommy makes this look very easy. His tip to becoming this good is plenty of practice and a nice sharp knife. Our fillets are now ready.